Last game we're talking about here, Chargers at Cardinals. I'll start with my matchup that matters. And my matchup that matters here in this game is sort of, are the Chargers imposters a little bit here with their defense? Because we've come on here before and we've praised, all right, lowest points per game allowed in the NFL. But if you do a little more digging than that, they've had their bye week. So they've only played 5 games. 4 out of the 5 games they've played are offenses that are bottom 12 in the NFL in points per game. So they're kind of feasting off of really bad offenses. So I am curious, now going up against a potent passing attack, or a potential passing attack, I should say, with the Arizona Cardinals. Now, the Cardinals aren't lighting the world on fire with points per game themselves, but the potential of this group, I think, is better than the potential of basically everybody that the Chargers have gone up against outside of the Kansas City Chiefs. What does that look like now? Who shows up? Is this really one of the top 5 defenses in the NFL? Are they really a unit that is going to completely put the clamps on a potentially potent Cardinals offensive attack or not? That, to me, is that matchup that matters. What's the real version of the Chargers defense? I think we get a lot closer to answering that question here this upcoming week.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the other side of things with the Chargers offense and their rushing offense in particular, going against this Arizona rushing defense, which ranks 29th in yards per game given up on the ground. And I think we think of the Chargers as this team under Jim Harbaugh that is a run-first team that is primarily, everything goes through the ground offensively. And that's technically true. They're running the ball 50.3% of the time, which is the highest clip in the league. But what's really concerning to me is they're only 21st in rushing yards per play. They're only averaging 4.18 yards per play on the ground. And that's just not translating into enough production for this offense that is only averaging 18.2 points per game, which is bottom 3rd in the league. So you think of the Chargers as being able to run the ball effectively, but at the same time, they're actually not. It's just they're running the ball at a sheer volume rate that is allowing them to kind of get more yards when it comes to overall totals. I believe they're 10th in rushing yards per game. But what that breaks down to per play, I think, is more telling. And the fact that they rank only 21st. And so they're going to be going against a rushing defense that has been struggling this year. Can you get more of those chunk plays? Can you get that yardage average up on a per play basis? And you're going to have to do it now. I mean, I think, it's basically J.K. Dobbins, but he is healthy. You have a fullback that is very involved in this Jim Harbaugh offense. And then how much they like to run play action with Justin Herbert. This all kind of works in tandem together if you can really be a run-first offense and be effective on early downs with runs, and then you leave it up to Justin Herbert to kind of take the lid off over the top. That's what I want to see from this Chargers offense, and it's not something that we've been seeing on a consistent basis.
I'll go back to the other side of the football for my plus factor. It kind of goes into sort of what I was saying is what version of the Chargers defense are we going to get? I also wonder what version of Kyler Murray we're going to get, because if you look at Kyler Murray through the first 6 weeks of the season, 75.6 PFF grade, then 96.9. I mean, that game, that was against the Rams, I believe. I mean, that's going to go down as probably the highest graded quarterback performance that we have this season. I mean, 96.9 is just ridiculous. And then it's 2 games in the 50s. And then week 5, 73.5. And then last week, back again, 61.1. So which version of Kyler Murray are we going to get in this game? We need some consistency and some finality, if you will. We need to get at least closer to the answers for either the Chargers defense or Kyler Murray and what this Cardinals offense can be, because it seems like the defense might have looked good early on in the season, but they're clearly a year away still on the defensive side of the football. So it's really going to be
saying that with
right. And I mean, I like the picks that they've made. I like the investments they have made, but they're especially up front. I mean, it's not as good as it needs to be to win football games right now. So to me, this whole season is going to be carried by their offense, and we'll get a little bit of a clearer picture of how many wins that could realistically be depending on how they play here, hosting the Los Angeles Chargers. But what do you got plus factor before we get out of here?
Yeah, it was the same as you. It was Kyler
Okay.
Murray, and which Kyler Murray are you going to get? And if I don't know the status of Marvin Harrison Jr. right now, so is he going to return to the lineup? We're going to see. It's obviously only Thursday, so does he get cleared to come back? That's going to be really interesting. So.
Yep. I agree.